Welcome to In Conversation With, and today's guest is LS leading lady, Tanya Tooby. Hello.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. You're definitely very good at pushing me out my comfort zone.
Well, that's what we've always done with you. If it's not wearing very revealing costumes in musicals to hosting Disney days, then I don't know what isn't pushing you out.
You've missed out, like, lifting me and making me stand on things that aren't very safe.
Yeah, you know.
Why not? Give it a go, aren't you?
Yeah, why not? Life's for living. So how are you feeling in lockdown 0.3, I believe we're in?
Well, it's been a year, hasn't it?
Indeed.
Definitely been a year. It's been, not that I'd particularly say it's harder for me, but I think for the performing arts and entertainment industry, it's been really difficult. And with obviously that's my main income. So this year has been so difficult, and it's been not just hard on myself, but watching like my friends and other people in the industry just struggle so much. And I think it's been the hardest thing. Trying to keep the passion of the arts alive has been really difficult.
It has. I think we've took a real kick in this year. And I still believe, though, the arts, a lot of people just look down on the arts and like, oh, well, whatever. But to us who are in it and thrive from it and live for it and earn income from it, it's been a killer of a year.
Yeah, I think that like you say, is exactly the problem. People think of it as a hobby and something that you do for fun. They don't realise that's what pays people's bills and the mortgages, and it keeps them going and the family's fed and all the rest of it. They don't realise that and how important it is, not only for like our income and our lives, but for me, it's a big thing for my mental health and doing something I love instead of being in a job where I just don't want to wake up in the morning and I don't want to leave the house and I can't wait for the weekend. Like, I've been really blessed that I have found the arts, and the fact that I've been so lucky and blessed to have a career in it. So lucky.
Yeah. No, I agree. I couldn't ever imagine myself being in any other industry now. I think it's all I can do. It's all I want to do. But you're right about mental health. It's so important because when you've got, I've discussed this before, I think with Georgie in her podcast, when you've got a creative mind and you don't have that creative outlet, it's torture.
It is. But what's so good, I think, as well about the generation we're in now, and the fact that this pandemic has hit us, we have technology. So blessed, the fact that we've been able to look at different routes to be able to either continue with classes or to bring entertainment to people, or just to like let out them creative juices. And whether you're a songwriter, whether you're like into fitness, whatever it may be, we've been so lucky we've got the internet and technology to be able to do that.
It's been a lifesaver, and it has forced us all in our industry to think outside the box and find other avenues to share the arts, keep them alive. But I still think there's going to be no better feeling than when we're back in that theatre. You can't replicate it. You can try online, but live theatre is just pure magic.
Exactly. That's the whole reason. That's how I fell in love with it all. Like that feeling when you're sat in an audience or on stage, obviously depending on who you are, but it's just, there's something else and I can't explain it. My sister loves going to see anything with me, whether it's like at the cinema watching Greatest Showman or going to see a live theatre show or a band or just live music in general. She doesn't sit and watch the performance. She sits and watches me. She just loves watching. I just feel like a glow, like the feeling of it all. There's just, you can't explain it.
No, you can't. I don't think there is words for it. I think it's a feeling that you just feel, and anyone else who sees live theatre or cinema or gigs, they just get that feeling from it. But it is indescribable. It's almost euphoric, if you could pick a word.
Yeah, totally. And the fact that as well, it's not like a career where it's not like being like an artist and you create a piece of art and you can see it and that's there forever. That's going to be there for thousands of years, this piece of art you created. When you're like a singer or a dancer or an actor, sometimes it just disappears. After that performance, you will never see it again. You'll never feel that feeling again. It has to be so strong for you to be able to, like keep craving it.
Yeah, and that's the magic of theatre. You experience it in the moment, and it's so visceral, and it's just I can't even think of words.
No.
Because I'm so passionate about it, and I just can't wait to feel that again. Now, I either want to feel that from sat in the audience as an audience member, or as a producer watching my team perform, or being the wings as a performer. Any of them I'll do, whatever comes first, but I just need it back in my life.
Yeah, totally. I mean, we've been really blessed, the fact that we we thought about a plan B, and you guys have did everything in your power to create your own pop-up performance space, and I was so lucky to be one of those guys that was able to share that with you all and be involved, like not only in like putting it all together, but actually being on stage and seeing that and feeling the audience, not seeing them. When we went on stage, when we did the rock show, honestly, it's like they felt what we've been feeling the whole lockdown.
Oh, yeah.
It was just like electrifying. It was insane.
If our listeners don't know what the rock show was, in October we managed, mid-pandemic, which I'm really proud of, one of very few companies in the UK to do it. We managed to put on a couple of one-nighters, and we did a show called Rock the West End, and it was all the greatest sort of rock pop songs from musicals in London's West End. So it was a real team effort, a real collective. All our performers came together, worked at social distance in a pop-up venue that we created that was socially distanced. It ticked every box that the government asked for venues to tick: temperature checks, sanitation stations, socially distanced theatre pods. And our audience that turned up and bought tickets, that sold so quick as well. You could just tell that they needed to see live theatre as much as we needed to perform it.
It was amazing, honestly. We achieved it, and it was such a success. It was just like, we've done this. We were told that we wouldn't be able to perform for a very long time because we're going to lay out all these restrictions. We're going to make you jump through all of these hoops. We're going to set them all on fire, and you guys look. And we just went, okay, we'll take that.
Yeah,
and we rose to the occasion, and it was incredible.
Yeah, I think a lot of people rolled over and sort of accepted it, and we did for a time. But I also thought it ignited a fire in all of us, and we were like, right, okay, these are the challenges, but we're LS, and we can do this. And we were lucky enough to, like you said, manage to get some shows on, and now we're just chomping at the bit to get back and do more.
Yes, get me back on stage,
please. Well, obviously, I know you really well, and I always say this: a lot of the listeners will know who Tanya Tubby is. Is it Tubby or Tubi? Tubi.
Like Ruby.
Right, like Ruby, but Tubi.
Like Ruby Tubi.
There's your drag name there.
Yes.
Miss Ruby Tubi. Obviously, you came into LS. Now, I'm terrible with dates, so you'll have to remind me when you first joined us.
Well, I knew this question was going to come up, so I spoke to Louise Leather, and I was like, so date with me, because I'm just as good as you. So she thought it was 2012 and we did Rent.
Wow.
And it turns out it was actually 2011, so this is my 10-year with LS.
Wow, a long time then.
Yeah, really long time. So I was working in France, and a mutual friend had shared that you was having auditions for Rent, and I actually saw you in Rent before I even met you in Doncaster, and you was playing Angel.
Oh God, that was many years ago, yeah.
Many years ago. So that might have been like a couple of years before you was even doing it yourself.
Yeah.
And I saw it and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to reach out. I might be in France, but I'm pretty sure I can figure this out. And I just remembered emailing you, and he was like, come along, come and join our dance team. And I remember walking in that rehearsal room the very first day, and there was obviously so many faces, but Louise Leather was there, and she's obviously still very heavily involved in LS. I don't think you're ever going to get rid of her, but just being met by her and made to feel so welcome. And ever since then, I think we completely hit it off with like so many people that I've met throughout my journey. And it all started as a dancer in Rent. Oh yeah, my first rehearsal, you was like, we're going to just, like, you're going to run at these group of people, you're going to jump and they're going to catch you, and we're going to lift you in the air and do a crucifix. I was like, okay.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
That sounds about right. We always do random stuff at you, so that sounds about right.
And that's where the magic happened, started.
Yeah, well, that's when we first got you, didn't we? So, like you say, you started off dance ensemble, but that was only the beginning with LS. You obviously progressed, and over the years have become one of our leading ladies.
I have. I've been so blessed to play some incredible roles, even some roles that I necessarily wouldn't have even thought about myself.
I think
And
that's
you're just
what's
like,
good about LS though. We do push people into roles, like you said, that they wouldn't consider themselves ever playing, but then once they play and they're like, damn, this is a perfect fit.
yeah,
I can do
completely.
this.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us about any of them roles that you've done?
Well, we'll start with some of the challenging roles. For example, being asked to play Glinda in Wizard of Oz on roller skates in a ball gown. Again, something I thought I'd never do, which was definitely very challenging, especially when like the second night I ended up fronting the stage.
Oh yeah, when you went to Cropper.
Yeah.
Very professional though. You carried on.
I don't know how. I was more worried about that wand that you threatened.
I just saw the glitter ball top roll off, and I was like, "Oh, she broke the wand."
I brought the wand, but the Munchkins did not move. They were so professional. Those kids were amazing. I have been blessed to play Maureen in Rent. Now, again, a part I didn't think I'd play. Rent's always been like something that really meant a lot to me. And I remember doing your makeup for, I was doing your drag makeup for
Angel.
something. No, I don't think it was. I think it was.
Fall.
Yeah, it was. We're sat in the ladies' toilets.
Yeah.
I got all my makeup all over the floor, and I'm sat doing your makeup, and you went, "I think I want you to audition for Maureen." And I was like, "Okay." And obviously, that was amazing. That was very. What I love about your artistic views and everything about putting something together is how you like to be out the box and just do things a little bit differently. And let's try it. If it works, brilliant. If it doesn't, then we'll rethink it. But I like how you don't watch a film or a show and do it stereotypically how they think it should be done.
Uh-huh.
And obviously Maureen was very different to how I've ever seen Maureen played.
And it worked amazingly well. I thought you were incredible in that role. You just brought it to life.
Brilliant. I did really enjoy it. I got to relive the role of Velma Von Tussle in Hairspray.
Indeed.
Which again it's very different to me. Yeah, I am very loud, but I'm not a mean person, but loved it. The passion behind her anger and that resting bitch face.
Yeah.
I loved it. It was amazing.
The villain's always the best roles to play.
Oh yeah, I love it. I'm not down for like a wet leading lady. That's not really me. I like a bit of character, a bit of spunk.
Yeah.
And of course, my favourite role, Chicago.
Oh. Yeah.
You can't get us that out your head now, can you?
No, carry on.
Yeah, Chicago, when I got the chance to play Roxy Hart in Chicago.
Again, phenomenal role for you, that.
I loved it. It was, again, very challenging. I think I left the stage once to change my shoes, but I was in like the whole thing. It was like constantly not just thinking about the choreography and the lyrics and all the lines and stuff. It was like, even when you're silent, you constantly need to be thinking about this character. And that's what I've learned, I think, so much from working with you on stage, not just as a director and producer, but having you on stage as an actor. I feel like I've learned so much from all those little things. Like you have a meaning behind everything, like, and it's really readable. And I felt that's something that I've tried to work on myself from working with like talent that we get a chance to work with.
Yeah, I think we're lucky with LS because we're working with our peers, but we're working with incredibly talented people and we're always learning from each other. And what I do find with you lot, the LS lot, is that you want to be directed and you want to learn. None of you want to settle too much in your own sort of routine. You want to be pushed out your boundaries, and either that's with roles or being directed that way. You kind of all embrace that, and that is just a pleasure for me. I love actors who are prepared to do that.
Yeah, it's really fun, and I think you have to be a special person to join LS. You can't just be your normal Joe Blogs that wants to come and join an amateur company just to get out the house once a week. You really do have to be passionate and committed and
have to work at a professional level. I know it's still amateur theatre, but we still, and again, I've mentioned this before, we work in small venues with tiny budgets, with even smaller rehearsal schedules, but we have big ambitions and we always try and give West End standards just with Barnsley prices. I've always said that. We aim to give people a show that is worthy of them, putting their hand in their pocket and buying a
Yeah.
ticket.
Yeah, I'm proud to say I'm part of LS. Like, it has been an amazing almost 10 years. So many memories, so many incredible people, and not just like the people that you share the stage with, but like the people involved in production and putting the whole thing together. Like, it's really nice to see, really big, like an eye opener to different kind of careers, especially like how modern things are nowadays. We've done quite a lot of things gig style, which is obviously what my kind of thing. That's what I would do, but I still feel like I've learned so much about like the whole tech side of things, and like it's just always learning.
Yeah, and I think that's good. I think that's why we'll always continue to grow. We'll never get stagnant like some sort of operatic or amateur societies. They just get set in their ways and churn out the same sort of level. But we don't. We push the boundaries, and I think we'll continue to do that. But you're right what you said about it takes a certain type of person, because we maybe need to consult the Oracle, Louise Leather, on the amount of people who's come and gone over the last, well, this is our 13th year, I believe. So I'm hoping it's lucky for us.
Yeah.
How many people have come and gone and stayed? It'll be really interesting to see, because I bet there's been hundreds and hundreds of performers we've had over the years. It's incredible.
So many. Even just the time I've been there, like seeing new people come in. Obviously, some people leave for like bigger and better things, like they've been lucky with work, or whether it's just because lives take over. We're all growing up and we're starting families and moving away, and careers change. But yeah, so many different people.
Yeah, it's that family feel that everyone sort of bands on about. It has been a big family for a long time, and like you say, people come and go, but the doors are always open to people who want to come back, but people who want to come back and work at our level and just be a positive addition. We don't tolerate negativity. We won't have bullying. There's no hierarchy, and it doesn't matter how long you've been with us. If you're not right for the part, you won't get it. And I think that's what's good about us.
Yeah, totally.
Talent
And like,
speaks.
exactly. And when we said earlier about having somewhere to go, somewhere to escape, it's I know through struggling with mental health over the years, having somewhere to go, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a community where you turn up and you have a heart to heart where you'll sit in a circle and like it's never like that. You turn up, you leave that bag at the door, you come in, you literally let go of everything that's going on in the outside world, and you can just enjoy yourself and just feel supported and just have fun. It's just such an amazing feeling, and that's not just from rehearsals, that's from like the dance classes and things that we've been able to do as well. Like,
yeah,
I just think it's so important. I think everybody out there needs to find something, whether you're into fitness or whether you're into crafting or anything. Like, I think people need that escape from things, and that's what I love about LS. There's no drama when you turn up. You can literally be there. You're surrounded by people that understand.
Yeah, I think everyone's elements of mental health and anxieties, and I do think when we come to rehearsals, it's just a real moment of escapism, and you can just almost like a really fun meditation, because you just forget about your worries for that 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours, and then you just have fun with your. I've always said this. I've probably said this in every podcast. It's just fun. Don't come and deliver. Come and do the best you can do, and let's give our audience a professional show. But remember, at the end of the day, it's just fun.
Yeah.
And the minute you get stressed or upset or anxious about it, or it affects you either physically or mentally, then I don't think it's right for you to do that, because you should just come and enjoy it.
Yeah.
And enjoy being around friends and other creatives who are supporting and sharing. It should just be fun.
Yeah. And we're really blessed. We have some incredible people within LS as well. Like, I've made friends for life, like with some of the people that I've met along the journey and stuff. Like, really blessed.
Yeah, it has forged a lot of friendships, a lot of relationships, a lot of people have sort of met that they would never necessarily cross paths with. So it has been a real cooking pot of all sorts of backgrounds that people have come together. But yeah, so I'm hoping once we get the green light, we can get back on it and continue to do what we do. And as I was saying to a few people, if anything, it's reignited my passion for it, that maybe I got a little bit complacent. Maybe I was like, 12 years, we're in a routine now, we know what we're doing. If anything, it's made me think, right, okay, even more now we need to think outside the box and do things differently and try new things and challenges. So
Yeah, definitely. I'm so excited to get back. I really am.
I know, and we've got a right good year lined up. So obviously we've got 9 to 5 and Kinky Boots. So we're just going to have to look at rescheduling and
Yeah.
moving them around. You were obviously coming on board to play one of the leads in 9 to 5.
Yes.
You're going
Yeah.
country honours.
I know, which is really. I know my mum's really excited. I'm a country girl at heart. Me and my sister are both named after country singers. We grew up with country music. My first ever time on stage was a country song, and everybody was like, a lot of people have never listened to some of the artists that I listened to, and even like when I was younger, everybody was into like all the pop princess stuff and boy bands and girl bands, and I'd be sat at home listening to country music and going to line dancing classes and stuff. So for the fact that I get to bring some of my past and my history to be on the stage is really exciting. I'm really excited about that.
So anyone listening, if you don't know, Tanya is going to be playing Dora Lee Rhodes, which was originally played by the legend that is Dolly Parton.
Yeah, it's quite scary to think about stepping into she got tiny shoes, but such big shoes as well at the same time. Like she's so iconic.
It is. It's an iconic role to play. And I think, to be honest, I think it's a role difficult to make your own because people are coming to see kind of Dolly Parton. It's a real challenge for you, I think.
Yeah, it really is challenging. I've never done anything tribute. Well, I've done tribute bands and things before, but when it's like an artist, I just feel like there's just something so special about literally just absorbing everything you can. And not necessarily just from watching Dolly, but like watching Megan Hilty played her in the Broadway version, and watching her, how she embodied Dolly as well, is just like, it's so great to watch, and I'm really looking forward to getting into it. And again, it's a huge challenge, and I know it's not something that I'm just going to be able to just rock up each week and just be like, I'm here, let's do this. I know this is something that I'm going to have to put a lot of time in, and there's going to be a lot of development and learning and listening to feedback and trying different things, which again, I love that kind of thing. And
how exciting is that, though? Again, it's just such a fun journey to create a character and then finally get it on stage, and we're so lucky to be able to do that.
And that's true. I think we've done every time we've done anything, any of the cast members, apart from obviously Hairspray, which a few of us had done before, but when you see them at the beginning of rehearsals to the character that they provide on stage, it's just like incredible, like the transformation about finding that person.
Yeah, and I always say it is about giving the audience an incredible performance every night, but it's also important that we enjoy it every night as well. We've worked hard in rehearsals. This is our time now to feed our egos and enjoy that applause and laughter, and we deserve that, and that's why I can't wait for us all to get back on stage. I think everyone deserves that moment on stage again.
And what's so, I think, for the audience members that just come and watch, I think it's really important to understand that we give our times for free. It costs us time and money into doing this. We do this because we love this. We want to pour our heart and soul into it. It's not like that's what drives us.
Yeah,
it's not like I've done jobs because I've been paid to do it, and you just do anything and you just crack on with it. But when you're actually doing something because you love it, it's something so different. It's something so special.
Yeah, and again, it's testament to you guys who are so generous with your time and talent that you have helped LS grow, and we at LSHQ are thankful for that. That we have a very strong core group of stalwarts who've been with us a long time. And then we've also got these little bits of new blood that keep popping in, and they'll do a few shows and then they may move on. But I think we'll just continue to grow, and that's exciting. We're 13 years old this year, and that's tiny compared to some societies.
Yeah, it is really tiny. And when you think about the kind of, not the standard of the show, but like the size of the projects that we take on.
Yeah.
We don't do things by halves, and the fact that we have such a challenge with not having huge budgets and a huge theatre space and all the props and the staging and the backdrops and everything else, everything has to be thought about. It's not, we don't ring up a company and they just deliver everything and we just stick it together. Everything is thought about, right down to like what you're going to do with the stage, the setting, how you're building the set, like everything.
It is a real team effort. It's all hands on deck. But if anything, it's proven to me that You don't necessarily need the big venues. You don't need a 32-piece orchestra. You don't need a set that's cost £13,000 from a hire company. As long as the talent is there, the talent will always rise to the top. And that's what you walk away from a show. You walk away and go, God, that performance was amazing. That dance routine was incredible. I don't walk away and go, oh, that flat at the back, wasn't it lovely, that? Oh, that lovely. that doorway was amazing.
It was painted lovely.
I don't think like that. I think, wow, that they acted their socks off. They sung their hearts out. And I think that's what we're amazing at.
Yeah, completely. And I've been very lucky that I haven't been involved in all the shows because of work commitments and things. I've had the opportunity to sit back and sit in the audience and watch you guys do your thing. And for me, Cats, I came to watch Cats and it was something else. I came by myself. It was just me by myself. And I sat on the edge of my seat with my mouth wide open for like the first half. And then I went, people are going to think I'm really weird. I should sit back and shut my mouth. Like, it was just like seeing what you've kind of created. And it's such a complex musical.
Yeah.
So complex. It looked, I've never seen a show look so professional. And it's a show that is on my list of shows that I'm not really that bothered about, and I would never choose to go and watch it if I was in the West End. But I came to the Lamp Room in Barnsley and I was blown away. Like, it was an incredible piece of art.
Oh, thank you. No, that's one we really feel is in our top 3 shows of all time, because there was just, again, we've done amazing shows, but then sometimes some shows just click and they create magic, and I think that was one of them that was like, oh wow, hang on, this is special, this.
Yeah, so special.
And maybe one we'll revisit. Will you be donning your leg warmers, though? That's the question. Will you be getting your catsuit out and joining us in Cats?
Maybe. I definitely need to get back to some fitness classes. So I'm looking forward to them starting again.
No, can't wait to get the dance classes again. So what does 2021 entail for you then? What's your plans? What do you aspire? Where are you going?
I think this past year has been like a big head thinker for me. It's like deciding what I'm kind of doing, what direction I'm going in, like where am I putting my time and effort in. I've obviously had a lot of time to sit and think, and I'm very aware, realistically, I will never give up performing. It's something that I'll always have, but I'm now aware, until things obviously settle and things pick up again and we're able to have weddings and corporate events and big functions and theatres and festivals, my work will be quiet for some time. So I'm going back into beauty for the time being. And I'll be continuously, I'm very lucky. I have a lot of projects and a lot of contracts, and I work with a lot of different people in different shows and work with different groups doing like the vintage and Motown and country and different jazz bits and weddings. And I'm very, very lucky. I've decided that I'm going to start working on my solo set as well. So working on my own stuff. I'd love to do my kind of thing, and really get into like the lyrics and what music means to me. But I know obviously with work and thinking about, it's like what your customer wants, isn't it, really? And getting to channel my passion and hopefully make somebody's day really special.
Yeah, well, that's exciting. So if anyone has got an event coming up, get in touch with Tanya on Facebook.
Yeah, exciting.
She's an amazing soloist. I think you sit so well when you do your like modern jukebox stuff. I think that's incredible.
Oh yeah, I love postmodern jukebox. That's definitely, I do a lot of that at weddings and things. So it's the magic of that. I've actually been really lucky enough to do it in LS shows as well. When we did the Halloween show and we got to put our own twist on Gangsters Paradise.
Oh, amazing.
I'll never forget that. What I love about performing stuff like that is you're in the audience and it's such a famous song, Gangsters Paradise, but everybody knows it as being like this big rap. And me, Kerry Joe and Louise were on stage in our Black Widow, black lace over our faces, and we've done it like 1920s jazz style. And you can see people's faces in the audience and they're like, I know this. Like, what is this? And you can see them tapping their feet and trying to like sing along. It's not till you hit the chorus and they're like, oh my God, I know what this is. I just love that. I just think
it was so good, that performance, that song. Like you say, it just takes people by surprise.
Yeah, I love that. And I think that's the thing with performance now. Everybody's like there's so much online on YouTube, on Facebook, like people are doing covers left, right and centre, but Postmodern Jukebox, the guys there, they're just so crazy and like they're insanely talented. The fact that they can take these pop songs that we've been singing along to our whole lives and just put a complete twist on it. So yeah, I do love that. I just love doing something a little bit different.
Yeah, and you certainly excel in that area. I love watching you do them sort of songs.
Thank you.
If I could wave my magic producer's wand and said to you, right, you could pick any show or any role for LS to do and you to take the lead, what would it be?
Sweet Charity.
I knew that was coming. I didn't need to ask. I knew that was there.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably lots of other roles as well, but I have been very, very lucky, and I have played the role many, many, many years ago. I want to say about 13 years ago, but I think Charity, she's a troubled mid-30s woman that's like dancing in the Fandango ballroom, and she's experienced but very unlucky in life. And not only do I feel like I relate to her more now with life experience, I just feel like now I'm at the age where it would just be, I just feel like I'd connect with the character so much more. And working with you guys as well, I think you would just bring out so much more in me.
Yeah.
Like, I would love it. I'd love it. I really would. And obviously we've got insanely like crazy talented choreographers and dancers as well. And I just think Sweet Charity is a big dance show. There's so many incredible dance numbers in it.
Well, it's Bob Fosse in it for a start. So
yeah.
Again, what an amazing style for us to grab our hands on and make us own. But yeah, it is definitely an LS show, that. I think it's definitely in the list there.
Yeah, I would love that.
Amazing.
I would love it.
We'll have to see if we can get it on.
Yeah, maybe. Before I'm too old.
Yeah, we can't play when you're 60.
No, but then have me in mind for Miss Hannigan. That's another one I'd like to do.
Oh, that's a great role.
Yeah, I'd like to give her a bash before I give it all up.
It's just all the kids that terrify me, but not necessarily all the kids. It's the parents.
Yes.
Parents of kids on stage are my worst nightmare because they just don't understand. Why is my child not on the front row? Why has my child not got a solo? Oh,
it is difficult. It is difficult. But kids sell. They bring something magical. Watching children on stage, like there is something there. You've got to admit. Like when you guys did Sister Act, it was the complete opposite, and you was working with older people that probably wouldn't think that they would do shows anymore, especially with LS, because you come to see Chicago and they'd be like, "You're not getting me a fishnet." But Sister Act was so magical because you had the older generation there, which is exactly what the nuns would be like.
Yeah. We've, I think looking back at the shows, we've certainly had shows from all different backgrounds. We've had show dancers, we've had Fosse girls, we've had older ladies to play nuns, we've had women with no experience playing inmates in Bad Girls. And loads of kids and loads of drag queens, and we've even had animals. So we've ticked every box. We've ticked every box that people say never work with.
Yeah, I don't think there's really much more you can try, really. I think you've definitely covered it all.
I know. We'll have to maybe have drag queen animals. That's maybe original. Animals in drag.
Maybe.
We'll find some niche. We'll find something different.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to leave it there, but thank you for being our guest today on In Conversation With.
No, thank you so much for having me.
It's great. I'm sure our listeners will enjoy listening to your LS journey.
Thank you.
From company dancer to leading lady.
Yes. And I'm just so excited to get back on stage with you guys, and obviously for everyone to be able to get out of their houses and come and support. I
know. Fingers crossed we will be back this year. And Tanya will be there playing Dora Lee in 95 as soon as we get the green light to go.
Yes, I will.
Amazing. Thank you, Tanya.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Bye.